But Iran needs to feel that its pride has been repaid, that its credibility and dignity has not been damaged too much. And so far, the truth is that Iran's dignity has been suffered a great deal.
Right, and
because it's Israel. I mean, what we learned in the last few hours, in the last 12 hours, is that Israel, that initially, in the initial stage of the war, we understand that most of what Israel did was using munitions from, long distance. Much of it was apparently outside Iranian borders. Israel was able to remove so much of the Iranian air defense that by now Israeli aircraft, Israeli combat planes were having a safe path to Tehran all the way to the Iranian capital. And that's humiliating for such a major nation, a nation that prides itself to be the heir of a great civilization.
Now, Iran has so far claimed that it's not using nuclear weapons for anything else but civilian purposes. But of course, now the negotiation talks are still in a limbo. Do you think Iran would actually want to go back to its nuclear efforts?
Difficult to say. Those decisions will be made by the supreme leader. The supreme leader itself. So much of the Iranian leadership has been decapitated. We're just removed. I'm talking about their military leadership, nuclear leadership, and even elements of the Revolutionary Guard. So even the very notion of Iranian leadership below the supreme leader is kind of in limbo. So we are not fully clear about what kind of consultations, who are the new decision makers. But I think that Iran, and that's what Israel is trying, because the Israeli pressure, the pressure on Israel to have it short is a very strong one. And also the realization that the United States would not be actively involved in that. I think that's a growing understanding. I think that the dream of Netanyahu was that Iran would make mistakes, would attack American assets in the area, and the United States would be dragged into this fight to help. It doesn't seem to be happening, at least as of now. So both needs to recognize. You see, when you start, one side can start, especially if it has a very tempting, a very well prepared for years, for decades, attack plan. But to agree for ceasefire, you need both sides to believe that a ceasefire, or at least a pause, would serve their own interest. And it's a very tricky thing to have both sides feel it, and that's why you need the mediations of some strong element from the outside. Russia and the United States is a good idea.
All right. Well, of course, we'll have to leave it at that, of course, and leave what the developments look like if we go in the future. But thank you so much, Dr. Avner Cohen, for joining us and giving your insights.
Thank you. Thank you.
Now, Iran's latest strikes on Israel has led to a widespread destruction. Various apartments and residential streets were hit after a fresh series of attacks. Now, one of the worst impacted areas that came under direct hit of Iranian missiles is the city of Ramat Gan, with blown out buildings, destroyed vehicles, and streets strewn with debris. Ramat Gan is a city in Tel Aviv, district of Israel. It's located east of the municipality of Tel Aviv and is part of the Gush Dan metropolitan area. It is home to a diamond exchange district, Sheba Medical Center, and many high-tech industries. Air raid sirens sounded across Israel as authorities urged the public to take shelter.
We heard the siren. We were lucky to run to the shelter. We were sitting in the shelter, and then we heard such a boom. It was awful. We were sure that the missile hit our building. We had, of course, to wait until we were allowed to go out. We went out. We went out. We saw the windows and shuttered and everything broken, destroyed. The house, we went to the house. The house looked awful.
We went into the safe room. We locked it properly, sealed it properly. Me, my wife, our 2 kids, and the dog. We heard the interceptions, which were really, really loud. And then after a few minutes, we could feel something was incoming, because we could really feel the interceptions close to us. And then we heard a very loud boom.
Missiles were seen over Tel Aviv's skyline. Drone videos showed destroyed homes, and rescue teams gathered on site of an Iranian missile strike in central Israel. Israelis inspected the damage to their homes in the city of Rishon LeZion, which is 8 kilometers to the south of Tel Aviv. Now, destroyed buildings and cars could be seen in the street as residents and rescue workers tried to salvage belongings. Israel said Iran fired salvos of 200 ballistic missiles in 4 batches, which in a first penetrated deep into the parts of central Israel. Energy markets are on the edge as Israel-Iran tensions escalate. Israel has struck a major blow to Iran's energy infrastructure, targeting the South Pars gas field, the world's largest, shared with Qatar. A direct hit on Iran's onshore Phase 14 gas processing facility triggered a massive fire and forced the shutdown of an offshore platform producing 12 million cubic meters of gas per day. South Power supplies nearly 2/3 of Iran's domestic gas, making this a critical hit to the country's energy backbone. Now, this is the first time energy infrastructure has been directly targeted in the ongoing confrontation, signaling a dangerous new phase in the conflict. The fallout from the attack is already visible, both on the ground and in the economy. Shortly after the Phase 14 strike, a separate fire broke out at Iran's Fajr gas plant, which is one of the largest in the country. Early reports point to hostile drones. Though official confirmation is awaited, the damage comes at a time when Iran is already struggling with widespread power blackouts, costing the economy around $250 million each day. Now, these new hits further strain a system already under immense stress. Experts are calling this the most significant attack on energy infrastructure since the 2019 ATAQUES strike in Saudi Arabia. Iran's condensate efforts to China and gas supplies to Iraq and Turkey now face potential disruption. The impact is reverberating through global markets. On Friday, U.S. crude oil prices surged up to 13% intraday before settling near $73 per barrel. While Iran's limited export capacity and lack of LNG terminals may contain the global supply impact for now, while the risk lies in escalation. With that, we call a wrap to this edition of World DNA. But don't go anywhere. News and updates follow on the other side of this short break. You're watching Beyond What Is One. Stay tuned.
India's Global Voice, the channel that brings you the biggest stories from across the world through India's lens. Now available in more than 190 countries worldwide. Because we believe that the world is one. Watch us in Africa, Europe, USA and Canada, South America, Asia Pacific, Middle East and North African regions. Also available on these digital platforms across the world. WION. World is one. From the bustling trading floors of Wall Street to the vibrant exchanges of Asian stock markets, WION breaks it down for you to make sense of what's happening. As we reveal the key factors behind events, strategic battles, and the game-changing business decisions that shape the world. We bring you all of this and more on World Business Watch.
The Earth is sending distress signals. Wildfires, droughts, and melting glaciers. Can we reverse the damage? Explore the harrowing effects of climate change. It's a wake-up call. Global emergency. Climate Tracker on WION World is One.
We're giving an AI-generated video where we can analyze your credit history, your credit score.
It's all about now content. A lot of it is now digital. A lot of TV content is still being watched.
I think it's been a fantastic journey. We have succeeded in some of our original goals, which was to bring credit accessibility to both companies and individuals.
Key milestones of traction under your leadership.
Getting actually a personal check from Mr. Ratan Tata. We got an opportunity to get listed.
One of the biggest things that has changed in Razorpay over the last 5-6 years is to be a single product, single business company to a multi-product, multi-business company.
To bring the benefits of the Subhash Chandra Show to your educational institution, teachers and students, send an invitation to Juhi Jha at juhi@such.org.in.
From the bustling trading floors of Wall Street to the vibrant exchanges of Asian stock markets, WION breaks it down for you to make sense of what's happening. As we reveal the key factors behind events, strategic battles, and the game-changing